Hello and welcome to day one of the first test. There's just a chance it might rain at some time today, but hopefully we'll get a full day's play. He's got the edge. No run there, they simply can't get it away. The ball just runs out into the covers. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Big shout. Let's have a look at that from another angle.
Catch him!
He's got the edge. No run. Terrific shot.
If you want to show the kids the perfect way to play that shot, then there is a fine example.
That shot brought the crowd to their feet. Another run onto the scoreboard. The ball just runs out into the covers. Batsmen are looking for two. Seven runs came from that over. Edged. No run there. That's out.
That was an important catch. He did very well to hang on to it.
Let's have a look at the action replay. A right-hander and a left-hander at the crease now. Nothing scored there. Maiden over. No run there. They simply can't get it away.
No ball.
No ball. No runs there. Another over gone. Tremendous shot.
That was a cracking shot. He got into such a great position there.
A beautifully timed shot for 4. No run there. The batsmen are coming back for a second. What do you think makes a great opening batsman then, Ian?
A great opening batsman has to have very good technique, but he also has to have very good judgment.
The ball just runs out into the covers. Batsmen are looking for 2. That's 2 more to the team total, and the end of the over. No runs off that delivery. Edge to slip. He's keeping it very tight out there. There's a maiden over.
There will be overthrows here. That's just poor cricket.
That was good running by the batsman. The ball just runs out into the covers. The batsmen are coming back for 2. No run there. He's conceded 6 off the over. The ball... He's out!
He wasn't there for very long, as his score shows.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. New batsman at the crease now for Australia. No run taken off that ball. This could be close. One more onto the team total. That's the end of another over. Well, he's out! Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Only a slight fumble, but safely pouched.
Let's look at that again. I'm sure the new batsman will look to play himself in.
No ball.
One more to sundries. What impact do you think the infamous bodyline tour has had on the way the game's played, other than the lakeside field restrictions, of course?
Well, I think bodyline was significant because what it did as well was that it empowered the umpires to step in if the umpire felt that the bowler was being intimidatory towards the batsman, losing his focus from getting the batsman out, which is the essence of bowling anyway, towards harming the batsman. So the empowering of the umpire is one. But it also showed cricket as a wider importance. The diplomatic symptoms of that bodyline series showed that cricket had moved beyond sport. It wasn't only important as a sport, but it was also important as far as diplomacy and relations between countries are concerned.
No runs there, so 2 off the over then. This should be the final over of the session. He's got the edge. Once it beats the fielder on this outfield, it races away.
He picked his spot to perfection there.
Well, he's given himself room and hit a glorious cover drive. What a superb shot. Well, the bowler looks most unimpressed with that.
That was a fine shot for 4.
He picked the length really early there. No run there.
And that's tea.
8 from the over, that's put some pressure on the fielders. That's the end of this session, and the players will now go back to the pavilion for tea. No run there, they simply can't get it away. The batsmen are coming back for a second. So, 2 off the over then. No runs scored. Oh, great shot.
I don't think the bowler will like that very much.
He's played that beautifully once more. He just drifted onto leg stump there and got punished. Lovely shot, right out of the meat of the bat.
That is so demoralizing for the bowler, but he needs to bounce back quickly.
No run. Eight off the over. Nothing scored there. Oh, great shot. 4.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the bowlers. There really is no margin for error.
He gave him too much width there.
No ball.
No ball. Dot ball. What's the key to bowling with a new ball, Ian?
Bowling as straight as possible, and bowling a full length so it allows the ball to move off the seam and swing through the air.
No run there. 5 runs conceded from the over. The quickie to start a new over. Well bowled. Batsmen are looking for 2. Nothing scored there. Another over gone.
No ball.
No ball. Great shot. He's played that beautifully once more.
That was beautifully put away for 4.
A beautifully timed shot for 4. No runs off that delivery. The batsmen are coming back for a second. That's beautifully played, the ball coming right out of the middle of the bat.
The captain won't be too pleased with his bowler there.
That's cleared the infield. 4 runs. He used the pace of the outfield perfectly.
And that's drinks.
No run there. Very expensive over. The fast bowler to start a new over. The batsmen are coming back for 2. He sent him back. What a mix-up. There's bound to be trouble here. Lovely shot. He timed that to perfection.
He was a bit fortunate there. He hit it a bit uppish, but luckily not at the fielder.
No run there. How important is concentration for a batsman?
Concentration is so vital to any batsman. As soon as you start losing that during an innings, then you'll get yourself into big trouble and probably get yourself out.
No run. Another over gone. Very well timed.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the bowlers. There really is no margin for error.
He picked the length really early there. No run taken off that ball. No run. Well, that's a cracking shot. Beautifully timed. He's not going to miss out on gifts like that.
Super timing, no doubt. That fairly raced away.
He placed that superbly. No run scored. And the end of the over. The quickie to start a new over. Well, he's mistimed that. It's run away off the edge. Oh, that looks as if it might have hurt.
Catch him!
The ball just runs out into the cup.
Yeah!
He's got him! Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Well pouched. He didn't really look like missing that at all.
Let's have a look at the action replay. The new man in can't afford any lapses in concentration here. Another over gone. That's out. Caught. Let's take a look at that from another angle. Real concentration required from the new batsman here. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Two more to the score. The batsmen are coming back for two. Dot ball. He's conceded 4 off the over. The seamer to start a new over then. What would your greatest all-time team be then, Ian?
No, I think comparisons are always odious, and I think there's always going to be debate, and it's so very difficult to choose players who we haven't seen just based on records. But certainly from what I've seen and what I've experienced, the West Indies team under Clive Lloyd, that great team of the 1980s, is going to be very hard for anyone to beat that team. And if someone could pick a team that would, well, all the best.
That's a good shout. Let's have a look at that from another angle. Let's have a look at that in Hawkeye. Well, another maiden over then. Right out of the top drawer.
That was a fine shot for 4.
Well, the bowler looks most unimpressed with that. He picked the length really early there. No runs scored.
No ball.
No ball.
That's it.
Edge to... That's out. Let's have a look at that again. So, into the tail now, the wickets could start to tumble. No run there. That's the end of another over. The quickie to start a new over. The ball just runs out into the covers. Batsmen are looking for two. Two more runs there. No runs scored. And the end of the over. The ball just runs out into the cover. He's put it down. Dear me, you really can't afford to put down chances like this. The fielding team will regret that.
That's really annoying for the bowler. I wouldn't like to be in the fielder's shoes when they get back into the pavilion.
Well, what's the umpire going to say about this one? The umpire's calling for a replay. Let's have a look at that from another angle.
Those are tough ones for the umpire. We get to see it in slow motion or with Hawkeye over and over, but in the middle they only get one shot at it at full speed.
There's the signal. He's safe. No runs there. Control of line length is pretty crucial to a bowler, isn't it, Ian?
Control over line and length is a prerequisite of playing international cricket, because no matter how quickly you bowl or how much you spin the ball, if you don't put deliveries in the right areas consistently, then the batsmen are good enough to hit you for a boundary or two boundaries or maybe even three every over, and that releases the pressure totally, not only from the bowling perspective but from the captain's point of view. So one of the first things that a person should learn is the art of control, of repeating an action over and over.
Gone! That really was a peach of a delivery. Let's have a look at the action replay. I'm sure the new batsman will look to play himself in. Just one run. Oh, great shot. The ball really races over this outfield. He hit that with great power. That's another one gone. Let's have a look at that again. New batsman in. Beautiful timing.
Super shot. He really punished the bowler there.
He's cleared the infield with that one. He hit that with great power. 10 from the over, very expensive, and the bowler put under real pressure there. Nothing scored there. He's got the edge. No run. The batsmen are coming back for a second. That's a good shout. Let's look at that again. Well, I wonder what Hawkeye made of that. So, 2 off the over then. The seamer to start a new over then. Brilliant timing. Good placement. That'll really annoy the fielding captain. He picked the length really early there. No run taken off that ball. No run there. And the end of the over. Let's take another look at that in replay. Nasty delivery, but really poor shot selection, I'm afraid.
Catch him!
He looks in fine form.
I don't think the bowler will like that very much.
He hit that with great power. When the ball's swinging, why is it important to bowl a fuller length, Ian?
The ball generally tends to swing when it's given a lot of time to move in the air, which means bowling a full length. If you bowl the ball short and hit halfway down the pitch, it doesn't give the ball enough time to swing. And if there is any movement at all after the ball has been pitched short, the batsman has a lot of time to make an adjustment and to see and negotiate that swing. You want to get the batsman coming forward because the ball spends a lot of time in the air and it gives it a lot of time in order to move in the air and off the seam.
No run there. 6 runs taken from the over. The quickie to start a new over. Just 1 run. Lovely shot, right out of the meat of the bat. You just can't fault the placement there. 4 runs.
It's a cracking shot. He really does look in excellent form.
Nothing scored there. And the end of the over. Another single onto the total. Batsmen are looking for two. Two picked up there.
Catch!
Thin edge. No run there. That's 4 from the over. The fast bowler to start a new over. The ball just runs out into the covers. The batsmen are coming back for a second.
No ball.
He's having some problems with his run-up out there. What impact do you think the infamous bodyline tour had on the way the game is played today, other, of course, than restricting the leg side fielders?
Well, I think bodyline was significant because what it did as well was that it empowered the umpires to step in if the umpire felt that the bowler was being intimidatory towards the batsman, losing his focus from getting the batsman out, which is the essence of bowling anyway, towards harming the batsman. So the empowering of the umpire is one. But it also showed cricket as a wider importance. The diplomatic symptoms of that bodyline series showed that cricket had moved beyond sport. It wasn't only important as a sport, but it was also important as far as diplomacy and relations between countries are concerned.
One more to the total. Edged. He was beaten all ends up by that one. That's 2 runs from the over. The seamer to start a new over then. No run there. He's played that beautifully. Once it beats the fielder on this outfield, it races away. That was a classic cover drive. No run there, they simply can't get it away. The ball just runs out into the covers. No run there. 5 runs from that over. The batsmen are coming back for 2. That's 3 more.
No ball.
That was a sloppy piece of cricket. Six off the over then. The fast bowler to start a new over. Another maiden over then. That's out! That about wraps it up now.
That was a vital wicket, and now the tail is exposed.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. Tail ender at the crease here. Do you think there's an argument for opening with a good spin bowler if the conditions are right for him?
Yes, I don't think that cricket should be stereotyped. I think if conditions warrant it, if it's dry, if it's turning, and you've got a good enough spin bowler in your attack, opening batsmen generally are more accustomed to starting off against the faster bowlers. So only if conditions warrant it and you've got a quality spin bowler in your team, I see no reason why he shouldn't be allowed to use the new ball. It won't be new for very long anyway.
Let's have a look at the action replay. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Great stroke play. That was superb placement.
He plays that shot superbly and it brings him a lot of runs.
That's a sensational shot. His timing's perfect today.
That was beautifully put away for 4.
Splendid stroke. That's another single there. That's the end of another over. Well, that's a superb shot. He looks very pleased.
He's played wonderfully out there and he really deserved the applause.
Let's take another look at that in replay. Edged. Out. Let's take a look at that from another angle. That brings the innings to a close.
Well, the batsmen have plenty of time, so they must be patient.
The quick bowler to start the first over. Hello and welcome to day one of the first test. There's just the chance it might rain at some time today, but hopefully we'll get a full day's play.